Is my man in full RP mode? Hell yeah, brother. I love that for you. Oh, not Shell. In fact, Cryle. Okay, let's do this thing. Ah, yes, it's me, Grahatia. My new voice is so good. Everyone talks about it and loves it. I don't know why people think it's the old voice again, when it was clearly replaced, remember? Anyway, let's go on a story. Let's go on a story. That's how Graha would talk. Alright. Please, I hope the characters say a lot because my voice is shot. Cryle, please use VO. Thank you very much. I trust you were able to get plenty of rest. Good. I thought we might take a moment to ponder our next steps and perhaps reflect on our recent journey. I must admit my thoughts often drift to the Mist Continent in our stay in Treno. It was heartening to see the Malala prosper despite the odds, and my own flesh and blood strive in the levin-racked landscape. Sphene was eager to restore diplomatic relations, and I have no doubt that Alexandria will provide much-needed support for their neighbor. I too shall do everything I can to aid my home away from home, my wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I'd say we've accomplished all within our power. Oh, not even a nod. I suppose that just leaves the matter of preservation's research. It is yet unclear how Calyx learned the techniques he used to summon his Dark Primal. I mean, come on. It's always Ascians. There is likewise much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope by the end of this patch we get some answers about the key. Can you hear me? Shale and I have been reviewing the decrypted files and have uncovered some intriguing details. Would you care to join us? We'll be with you right away. Excellent. Shale seems rather eager to speak with you all. Come and find us in the digital lab when you're ready. Uncanny timing indeed. Let us make for the containment complex. I just accepted a quest. Yeah. Chicken. Look at this boy literally piss himself trying. He's like, oh, the chicken's so good, bro. Every other race just eats chicken like a guy who doesn't appreciate chicken. Lalafels love chicken. What is this shit? Oh. It got me. It got me. I saw glowy and I thought, glowy. That's what I click on. Oh. Heading for the containment complex right this way. Courtesy of Shale's decryption efforts, the previously inaccessible research objective section is now available for perusal. Is this new? For security reasons, Containment Complex 1029 has been registered as a materials keep this in mind and conduct yourself accordingly, both inside and outside the facility. I feel like I've read this before. Entrance, okay, all right. Is it the last one, leadership, or is it research objectives? It literally said, the primary research objectives of Containment Complex 1029 is the indefinite preservation of the endless. Continued improvements to soul cell and regulator functionality are intended to facilitate the Endless Fiend's management of living memory. It is via this process of iteration that we endeavor to identify and resolve any and all issues inherent in endless creation. Chief among known issues in our present inability to control the key. For if we fail to secure the reflections as additional sources of ether, our ultimate goal will remain forever out of reach. Complex Director, Demetrius, Aosfer, and then Redacted. I forgot we came down here and like did puzzles and stuff and looked in weird lockers. Also in the director's office. Yeah, I forgot this was a puzzle that we did. Director's data tablet. A closet locker. Oh, I wonder what's in the locker. Just checking to see if it was still there. Still there. Okay. All right. Was there a new thing here? Is this new? Memory duplication. Okay. I love that. It is well known that the Alexandrian royal family promulgated a number of fundamental principles governing endless research. Among these was the strict prohibition on memory duplication. However, in the wake of the storm surge, the provisional government sought to revise this prohibition and make one key exception: Queen's Fiend. And the rich get richer. Rules for me, but not for the or whatever. You know what I mean. The decision was ultimately made to equip her endless counterpart with a Tiara variant regulator, thereby enabling the routine backup of her memories. Intriguingly, it was Master Calyx who objected most strenuously to this proposal. It was his assertion that one's corporeal form, whether flesh or blood or endless construct, is nothing more than a vessel, and that as a vessel, it is to be modified and experimented upon should circumstances require it. Memory, however, is sacrosanct and inviolable. The very essence of life and personhood. When Master Calyx eventually acquiesced to the provisional government's request, a number of his facility's personnel duplicated their memories to verify the efficacy of the technology. Yet Master Calyx refused to even entertain the notion. To this day, he has avoided creating even a single backup of his own memories, a resolution that I myself have chosen to emulate. Okay. All right. Ladies, what's up? Given that all the data stored within electrope devices, Shale's expertise has proven invaluable.
Ah, you're just in time for a progress report. The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter. While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala.
You can't tell me they aren't actively trying to torture players by only having G'raha do this twice now? Does not speak, will not speak. You know they were like, yeah, let them sweat a little bit more.
And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession. The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required. A process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle.
Look at that camera work.
Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected.
Okay, so it's... Alright, okay, alright.
The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I say.
After much trial
Then I beat him up.
Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity, which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Soralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the Source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
Yo, I'm here to see the cutscene. Let's go. Yank it off. No second thoughts. Whoa! Where did I pull that from? That little pouch on my back.
Give me a moment.
Like right on my butt, that little pouch. That's where I store everything. It is literally 3/4 my size. What you see, mama?
My word.
Ishtola?
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory. The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
Interesting. Oh, all right, that makes perfect sense. I was about to be like, no, that makes perfect sense.
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Right.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
I mean, I got these glasses, so.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Asm?
And that there are other Asm reflections out there. Some sort of series of shards of Asm that, if brought together in some sort of team, could do something story-wise, like, I don't know, make a group called the Azemgers. And then at some point, little JC could shout, Azemgers assemble. Why, that would be one of the greatest moments of video game history, is what I think it would be. I agree, Stola.
A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies.
You got
Hello?
Cryo?
Yes, this is Cryo speaking. That was Ojika with a message for us.
Yo? Okay, alright, yes.
An urgent matter?
I'm not altogether sure.
I mean, the music kicked in, so it must be.
Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex.
Well, it's about damn time.
Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
I'm so curious if these voices were recorded during the run-up. Like, Do you think the voices are done for 8.0 now? Or at least started? Because all the voices sound great right now. Like, they all sound really good. And most patch content, they kind of do it at home, or they do, like, it's kind of all over the place. But sure, this sounds really good. It sounds like they're all in a studio somewhere, and I'm like, big fan of this. Also, if we get Tataru voice, will we get Tataru in 8.0? Just saying.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the salt.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us, for Alexandria. In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as I find anything of note.
All right, so like 5.5.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
You are most welcome.
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
Well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
Oh my boy. Off to another adventure. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm fine with them leaving characters in places. Like, I don't need them to write characters out, but I like the idea of the scions being like, oh, I'm a person who can do things. I'll do this. You go. I like that when you did quests and it would be like, we need 12 bear asses. But then, you know, Alphino would be like, don't worry, I can do 6. You're like, yes. Yes, please. Same thing here. I like the idea that Y'shtola's like, I'm fine. Honestly, I think most of Dawntrail should have had the characters stay behind and do what they were doing at the end of Endwalker. And then, I've mentioned this before, a certain point during Dawntrail show up. You know what I mean? I think it would give us more time to learn about new characters, and I hope in 8.0 they do that. We saw the trailer, we saw some things, but I would hope that that's like tease. Like, look, let me change this a little. Estinian can go wherever the hell he wants because Estinian rules, period. I will go on adventures with Estinian any day of the week, don't care. Everyone else, I love you. I think you're amazing characters, but also, you know, if you're going to introduce new characters, give us time with new characters. That's what I'm saying. Given that preservation could not unlock the secrets of the key, it should come as no surprise that we too struggle to understand its nature. In any event, do give Tataru my regards when you see her. I ought to mention that we also uncovered information unrelated to the key. According to Shale, certain confidential reports right, well, we did that. Okay. My colleagues will be just as saddened by your departure. Until we meet again, safe journeys. Bye! Wait, what am I doing? What kind of idiot? I'll just teleport. Ladies and gentlemen, the Warrior of Light. Ojika, what's up? I honest to God thought Graha was just a person waiting in line. I thought it's best to hear what Ojika had to say ere we meet with Tataru. I do hope she's well. Oh dear, it occurs to me that I neglected to bring gifts from Tyrol. Considering the extra work they've had to handle in my absence, I dare say I owe them a veritable mountain of snacks at the very least. Welcome back! And what a pleasure it is to see you too, little. Yeah, I'm also here. Thank you for contacting us, Ojika. We came as soon as we could. Of course. I felt it prudent to given how troubled Tataru was. No. Your concern is much appreciated. As it so happens, we'd reached a convenient juncture in our investigation. Shall and Stola have matters well in hand, leaving us free to make this trip. That's a relief to hear. Now, let me fetch Tataru for you. Tataru might be the only voice I can actually do this time around. Why don't you just take a moment to relax in the main hall? I'm sure you're all still fatigued from your journey. My poor voice. Boop, 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 boop. I love this room so much. It's got all the things. Also, one day, do you think we'll actually go to Anime Japan for realsies? Only now is it beginning to feel like we've actually returned. Such fond memories within these four walls. Given how frequently Tataru is away on business these days, 'tis a small miracle we're in the same place at the same time. If I hear Tataru voice, I'm gonna be so happy.
Planning your next journey?
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tyrol.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask.
Welcome back.
Oh, the queen! Wonderful to see you again.
I'm so glad you're here.
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that you were rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Right, that's probably the concern.
Oh no, they were here.
Never mind.
I was regaled with many a tale of your Tyrali adventures. It was only once they departed for Garlemald that the rumors came to my attention. Rather alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star. I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend with. But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea. It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures. For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check, and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the void.
Interesting. You would think, man, you know, like, all right. Follow me here. If this patch had come out before FanFest, absolutely what was just said is such a big hint for Mericidia. You know what I mean? Because Mericidia was like void bombarded. But we know it's not. But Mericidia has a huge connection to the void. So I wonder what is happening there. Despite them saying we won't see that for a while. I'm really curious.
Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
Right.
It is. Alphino and Alizé were there when the trouble began, and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful turn.
Not meanwhile, just a little bit earlier. I'll be real, I love the twins' winter outfits. They're really cute.
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn servant, Galul Jaja.
You know what these guys is like, Galul Jaja. Stupid ass name. Anyway, I'm Gorfus Van Dorsent.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolal.
And for Garlemald as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding.
Oh yeah, dude, I understood that dumpling when they like split that open. I understood I was hungry.
It's up to all of us to forge new bonds together.
I guess it was like a meat bun. Are you gonna talk now? Are we bringing everyone back for funds?
Thank you for sharing your tale.
Stop it. You know, I'm just very happy right now.
Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
We did promise you we'd help, and then we just dipped. Sorry about that.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolal.
Thank you.
But aren't tacos spicy? You know we Garleans can't handle spice.
But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
Sir! Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
What?
Clyteum squadron reporting in. We're under attack.
No way that's what that's called. No way. It's Clyteum, right? Clyteum. Bro, no. No. What do you mean? Half the players will never find this dungeon. Oh my god.
Void scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection. Damn it. Is that another fissure? No, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose. Come on!
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
I must stress, when I say we're back, baby, I mean it. We're back, baby. Let's go.
We shall leave for Garlemald immediately.
Thank you. I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
Incredible. Incredible. Clearly, we made the right decision to come to Sharlayan, though I dearly wish the circumstances of our return were not so grave. I don't believe we've seen Thancred or Urianger since we haven't seen them in multiple patches. They too must have returned here at some point. I've been told Alphino and Alisei have withdrawn to Tertium to request aid on the front lines. They seem intent on rejoining the battle once reinforcements were ready, but I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Thanks, Queen. Tataru's back. Everything's coming up, Jesse. Two worlds entwined. Right. So interesting. So do you think this is in the aftermath of Endwalker? I don't want to spoil too much with the discussion of that. In the aftermath of Endwalker, the idea of the rejoining as a forced commodity is done. But is the idea that because the things that forced it apart are gone, that they are now slowly collapsing in on themselves? And the only way to stop it is with the power of Asm. But Asm is not whole. And the only way to make a whole Asm is to unite the Asms into the Assemgers! Or, I know there's gonna be a few of you who are like, but Jesse, that's the stupidest idea ever. What a dumb idea. That's stupid. Why even say that? You're an idiot. Fine, fine, fine. Agreed. It's a stupid little goof I have. Whatever, that's fine. But maybe, second option, we need to get the power of the crystal. Because currently we have no crystal. The crystal's gone. But you know who has the power of the crystal in them? That's right. We're bringing him back, baby. He's coming back. We're gonna need to bring him back in order to save the world. So here's the choice. Here's the choice. Azemgers or Xeno saves the world. I'll let you pick which of my insane ideas you want. Enjoy, that's Sophie's choice. And just like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let us make haste for Tertium. Tataru. Sorry to send you packing so soon after your homecoming, but Garlemald desperately needs your aid. Oh, I guess we can just shoot over there. 1,400 gil? That's so much gil. Why? 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 This is the real hero. The Warrior of Light showing up, t-shirt. Woo! So that's what you've been doing the last expansion. You've been adventuring. Oh, Tataru. I love that you can just basically make a Tataru glam. That's so funny. Okay, well, I can't see a damn thing. All right, Alphino. Oh, there's Alice. Okay, hold on. Thank you for coming at such short notice. I'm glad you're here. Ah, Little, you made it in time.
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Look at this goober.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all.
I'm glad to see you all too. Again? I feel like it would be so much more impactful to see them all again if they spent less time in Dawntrail, but whatever, it's fine, it's past. I still like seeing them all. I love the Scions. I stand on that, they're all great.
Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are 2 focal points of their assault. The Ilzabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
You can't tell me canonically their clothes weren't blown off while fighting. Because they ran out there in coats and now they don't have them. And I think the void scent stole their clothes. It is what it is.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clyteum. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of Voidsent.
Everything about that, which leaves the second focal point, the Clyteum. It's Clyteum. I think that's what they're saying. I hope that's what they're saying. Oh, goodness.
They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
I need to know. Hold on. What does it mean? Does it have a name? Okay. All right. Derived from the Greek word, Cludius. Right, ancient Greek Cludius, which relates to fame or glory. Right. Okay, so it is literally the most Garlemald thing it could be. You know they love to use this kind of stuff. Okay, all right. Now we have our answer. There you go, chat.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
His eyes are so watery. Little JC keeps looking better and better every patch. We're going in already? Wow, okay. I assume I'll run with the NPCs for the lore. Valen's just messaged me, I know my way around these parts. The Clyteum is a great place to pick up. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that, Valens. Okay. My options are... I mean, I could take the boy. But Alice, I'm ride or die with Alice consistently, so... But I also haven't seen... No, it's gotta be these two, because they're like, you know... The Garlean team. Yeah, all right, it's fine. Yeah, this works. I'm not too fussed on who goes with me, to be honest. All right. So we're finally seeing the backside of... yeah, okay. A not-so-destroyed city. Well, a lot destroyed, but not as much. I love a good theme, like leitmotif reuse. It's good stuff. I just realized we're at that point in every expansion where the last dungeon is like the most dramatic thing they've created, period. Because frankly, I love that. I love that about all these final dungeons. They're just so over the top.
I have you!
Yes, you do. We pull more nonsense? Because I'm gonna. Save me! Save me, Thacred! From my own machinations! You're gonna have to actually heal now, Alphino. Just so you're aware, bud. I had fun at FanFest. I had the most fun.
You underestimate me.
I'll say already planning to use limit breaks. I didn't necessarily mean to do that, but here we are. I love this. This is like if you've ever been to, oh Jesus, London. These little arcadey things, very cute. I'm sure they're in other places too, but that's where I've seen them.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
What up, dude? How you doing? Backflip!
Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here. Take care of the fissure.
Oh, it's the guy from the trailer. The Ahriman slash Scorpion. The Scorpari Man. Ooh, that's good. I mean, that's pretty close. Could have been Scorpari Man, but like, all right, you know. I guess they didn't want to have a cool name. What? 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 Brother, what? Right, okay, so he does a little scan, and then you have to run to where... what do you... You know what? You don't deserve the name Scorpari Man. You suck. Scorpari Man's for cool dudes only. I assume this is face away? What do you mean? Everyone checked but me. Okay, well, there are NPCs.
You'll not escape this!
This is atrocious. Move, pal. Dick, move. It literally says on screen, scanning for moving targets. I don't know why I missed that. Panic is why. Son of a bitch. You ever just make a call, you think it's the right choice, and then you just watch yourself fail in real time? Meanwhile, Alisaie's like, don't worry, I got you.
You'll not escape this!
I wonder if, while playing with others, it's not more beneficial to run towards it and get it out of the way, you know? Alright, so mechanically he doesn't have a lot going on, but also it's about knowing what he has going on when he has it going on. Like this little shit right here. So he starts to move that direction, then you move the... right, okay, all right. I wish that was anything other than that. Like, I wish it wrapped around a little. Whatever, alright. Boom, 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 boom. I do need it, though. Ceruleum everywhere! Yo, that tree on fire looks so good. Also, I feel like they increase the damage of the characters. Usually they don't. I don't know. I feel like I'm going crazy. Maybe I just have different expectations of their ability to kill things. Yo, these assholes. Not a fan. It's you who got better. Oh, that's the right answer. That's how you win Jesse points. Yeah, in the past, the only one that ever felt like they were doing damage was Astinian. He felt broken. So I would always take Astinian. Thanks for the nice comments in chat. That's very sweet. North Eblon Timberland. Ow, what the? Thank Red. What is the spell rotation? On a red mage, you're literally just trying to balance light and dark. You don't want to have too much dark magic out, and you don't want to have too much light magic out. So you're trying to balance it, and then when you balance it, you can unleash a special attack. And it feels really good to do so. Yeah, if you look down in the corner, you can see that, or I guess, kind of almost right corner. You can see that when it hits red, then I can unleash my super cool boy attack. But until then, I have to balance. Look at that. It looks like Nero. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, laugh. What is this? What is... My man's name is Chort. All my homies love Chort. All my homies love Chort. Look at this guy. I love Chort. Look at this guy. All right. Short, 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 short. I guess I'll stand here. Chort, look at this guy. Look at Chort. Oh, shit, Chorted. Nah, homie, you ain't making me move. Oh my god. You know what? I can't help but love when Alice steals the limit break.
How's this?
Escape this!
Yikes. Short. Everyone loves Short. There he goes. Bye, Short. Why am I beating up Short? I didn't want to. The game said I had to. Take it up with Yoshida. Short seemed like a pretty cool dude. Yo, that guy's pretty fucking cool looking. Scrap Gargoyle. Oh, those are fun reskins. I love those. Short but sweet. Get out of here. So much fun that, like, you know, you can create a theme for a thing and then hammer it home enough that it fully becomes associated with that. You know what I mean? Like, this is Garlemald. This is what you hear when you're in Garlemald. No matter what the tempo or the arrangement, it's like, yep, we're in Garlemald. I think it's great. They got little chutes. Whee! Look at my boy. Yo, that's cool. We're at the various portals and stuff.
Mitre.
We mustn't hold back.
Do we shut it or just keep moving? All right, well. So is this supposed to be a dock or a shipyard? It looks like a shipyard because it looks like there's ships in progress. Well, yeah, I meant airship, but like, you know what I mean. I don't think the Garleans have boats. Pretty sure they just go like, yeah, man, airships. We got that. They float.
You're mine!
I'm going to assume we fight those other guys, so I'll just do this. Or boss. Never mind. Okay. I thought we were going to fight those guys over there. I was like, ready. All right. I completely mapped the Clyteum. I'm an adult. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. Is this safe? I cannot tell.
Now for something different.
Why? Saw that as clear as day. Now to see if I can figure out the next nonsensical thing. Brother, what do you mean? was a setup! Alright, time to lock in. The double on guard?
Time to pull the string.
Ah, shit. I literally can't you know, I'm not happy about it. I didn't want to be cold today. What you think about that? Oh, now you have a thought? This guy, no thoughts in that head. I kind of love those gloves. What are those? Okay.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over. I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Wait! If you do that, I will be trapped here.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate? You want to go back? To the Void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot let there depart with the void. If only the winds would blow there, as they do here. I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the Void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the Void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the Void, I'm sure of it.
His soul is imbued with the will of all those I have consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
The man is like 90% hands. Even his feet have hands.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Oh,
Indeed, that was truly heartening to see.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
That boy's come a long way. All credit to Zero for nudging him in the right direction. With the Clyteum's fissure sealed, I dare say the Void Sent incursion is an end. Is at an end, even. Void Sent not only absorb the ether of those they consume, but their thoughts as well. With such a legion of minds at their disposal, one hopes they prove a capable ally for Zero. You have my heartfelt appreciation. Without your intervention, I have no doubt the casualties would have been far greater. My poor voice. Julius was quick to put our words, or rather those of the Dawn Servant, into practice. Reports have been trickling in. By all accounts, the Ilsabar contingent was successful in containing the threat on their front. For Void Sent to attack in such numbers, just as we were finding our feet, I daren't imagine either the consequences had you not provided such timely aid. On behalf of my comrades, thank you. Thank you all. All right. Lovely.
The Ilsabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being. Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern.
The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald.
My man, say the words.
Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open.
Stop.
A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Stop.
Oh gods. The moon.
That void scent came from the moon.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
If we get there, and I get to see a bunny punching a void scent in the face, and they're like, no, we got this, don't worry. I cannot stress to you how happy I would be. Like, you didn't even need to come.
Join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
A number of my fellow Garleans now call Mare Lamentorum home. Alphino, Alize, please see they come to no harm.
We'll be back before you know it.
Also, Garleans are on the moon? Everyone's on the moon now.
A quick word, if you will.
Do you have any more meat buns?
I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her?
Meat bun? Meat bun? Brother.
Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void.
Well.
She likes dumplings.
Yeah. It's so big. My man was like, I got it.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent, and lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Living Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion. But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
That one running. Request accepted. Okie dokie. One of these has got to be mine. My valiant savior! I was so frightened I dared not move an ilm! Oh, you're looking for Livingway? I think I saw her headed southwest towards the drowning brand. She had several slaughter bots in tow, but I worry they won't be enough. All the void sent, you better hurry. Slaughter bots. The right of all machines is to murder. Slaughterbots, roll out. Hello, Livingway.
Real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue. Atheris is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stemmed the tide ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberate to ever live. I can practically taste the praise. Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater. Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through, I don't foresee any major problems.
Why would you say that?
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
Meanwhile, Doomingway is somewhere like, they're stealing my lines!
There you are.
I left the data in Shale's capable hands and teleported here as soon as I heard. And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Golbez's domain beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
We should go look.
By the 12.
Well, that explains why. The dialogue for the trailer. Some sort of Dawntrail.
They're headed your way!
Let them come.
Oh, look at him. Look at his little Angie. Oh, he's about to Angie walk. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's waddling. So we have a new way to get around. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, I know that guy. Little JC, can I get your autograph? Oh, God! They seem to be doing just fine.
What are you doing here?
I only have two options. There's got to be a sassier third option. There's got to be a sassier third option. One's pretty sassy.
Only you could be so carefree amidst all this.
I should have been able to say, yeah, I should have been able to pull out the buttons and be like, I got a delivery for 0.
May as well make yourself useful.
Okay.
The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem.
Is that the like secret lore of the original character? Because I know it was like a secret extra bonus boss.
And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Leave the void scent nearby to us. You take care of Enuo.
Okay.
Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach.
Oh, she's on the Azemgers. Let's go. Yeah, she's on the Azemgers. Job change? Azemger.
Voidsent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield.
Like a red mage!
Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
They almost have me thinking that in the expansion trailer, it really is...
Who dares face me?
It really is her. And they just put a stand-in. Because Azemgers are a thing and it's real. I'm almost convinced of that now.
Hast thou come in search of power? Renown? I fight
yes,
to
stop.
end this world
Stop.
without end.
Stop.
All who stand before me shall fall.
Amazing. Amazing. Whole crew's here for this.
All who dare oppose me shall quake before the silken dark.
Yeah? Oh lord, I don't even know what that means. Alright.
The Void's power is mine to wield. Perish. Be still.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Well, I got hit by one, but alright, I know what to do now.
Accept your downfall.
I am going to assume it goes towards them. Well, that's the mechanic from the trailer for sure.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you?
No, sir.
The void
I'm not saying I just watched you walk right off this thing, Krug, but also hilarious.
Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one
Yikes. What is this? Is this oh, that's the effect. Huh. Oh.
I breathe the darkness. Let the light guide you.
You must break free.
That's cool as shit. That was fun. That phase was neat looking. I liked it. It was pretty.
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with.
Yeah? I love when they do stuff like this in a fight. That's cool.
Meaningless.
Light, protect us.
I will not yield my domain! Such is the power of the Void.
Yo, they're here to help? Yo, we need more fights like this shit. Yes! Oh, yes, please.
The Void shall never cease to be. My power is absolute. The Void's power is mine to wield. And thus did all boundaries cease to be. Behold the truth of this world! Accept your downfall.
Well, this is a terrible idea. Sorry. I got you, my bad. Look, it's a Lalafell thing. You wouldn't get it. If you're not a Lalafell player, you wouldn't understand. That was a love tap.
Be still.
Right, okay, run. Run. Shit. Oh my god.
Perish. Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still.
That's the wrong ass way. Hey, what do you know?
Thus till all boundaries cease to be.
Except for murdering a fellow player, that was a great fight.
They must be sealed away.
Clink. Chicken! Chicken, 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 chicken! Look how everyone else eats chicken. It's like they don't even enjoy it. It's like they're being paid to do it. Look at that. Lalafels? Look at this boy. Look at this boy. This guy. Look at him. Oh my God, that's weak in the knees chicken. That's weak in the knees chicken. Colbez is like, I don't like chicken. I only like raw steak. Well, it was delightful to see these two. Don't forget me!
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Voidsent from passing through the gate.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
Alas, Voidsent have been emerging from fissures across the source. Have you noticed any abnormalities in the void of late? That's actually probably a question I would love to know.
Nothing comes to mind. Why'd you ask?
Oh, anyway, the first thing I was going to say, option number 1.
So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate. For better or worse, precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened. Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
'Tis a possibility.
What of Radzatan and Garlemald?
Oh, by the way,
Eulus took mercy upon the interloper. Whether Void Scent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home. Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much. Wait, how exactly did you get here? No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state.
Well, how about that?
And this path of yours is still there? I cannot see it.
Trail. It's more of a trail. But sure.
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
It would make sense for Asm to have it. Yeah, and also with the sun motif, that makes sense. Based on various lore things, you know?
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Then the food. Then I gave. Well, that's what I was saying, game. Also, I must stress, I have a series of questions I want to ask Yoshida at the media tour, and one of them literally is about the way this game came together, at least this expansion. Like, I genuinely am curious, because here's the question. 2 years ago at the media tour, you mentioned to my group that you were taking chances on Dawntrail and would make changes based on fan reception, and that most importantly, we should remember which Ascians we haven't met yet. The last bit turned out to be a major plot point in 7.4, which is far into the expansion. Was this always your intention? How much was planned? And what changed? And I'm really curious now about that question, simply because when we did 7.0, we ended up doing 2 dungeons that appeared to be the combination of worlds, right? Which means this 7.5 plot point was around, or the groundwork was being laid in 7.0. So, like, I'm really curious. Here's what I'll say. Final Fantasy XIV, the writing team does a really good job leaving enough dangling threads that they can pull on one and make it seem like it's always been planned. They have said they do that frequently. It's why a lot of the story feels like it flows together, despite them not having a clue what the hell they're going to do. And so I wonder which ones I'm referring to, the bonus dungeons. The dungeon where you literally see the, good old Scree, and the bonus dungeon where you have sort of a voidish carnival. And I'm really curious what they chose to use, what they, like, it seems like everything's planned, but I know that's not the case. They've said it before. They're like, sometimes we just figure it out. And I think that's really, really good storytelling, is they just leave enough hangling to be like, you know, the voidish carnival section, but they said that was a bleed through. They said that was a combination. So they're like, I'm not saying it's the same thing as this, but I'm saying they laid the groundwork for the idea that it could be. And I want to know how much has changed and how much, you know, I'm very curious. Very curious.
That key of yours intrigues me. Had my former self known of its existence, I might have thought to get that thing.
Something for me. Please take a paper parcel full of still warm? Damn, I'm faster than DoorDash. That's right, DoorDash. You trash. Door trash is what you are. Unless I have to do some stupid DoorDash thing to get an emote in the future, in which case, hey man, look at you. At least it's still the food I ordered. Sometimes. That smell. Food, is it? I recall Euless speaking of the dumplings his mother used to make. Thank you for the parcel and the fond memories. There's more than enough to share with Golbez. Now that he forgoes the ether of others, I sure hope he'll appreciate the sustenance. What have you been eating? I sometimes wonder what the void would be like if culinary traditions flourished here once more. Whether I would suffice to break the cycle of mutual consumption. A heartening thought. Whether it would suffice. A heartening thought, if nothing else. Moon rocks. Oh, Golbez for sure would be like, on the moon, nerds get their pants pulled down and spanked with moon rocks. No, all right. Until our battle earlier, I hadn't called upon darkness in some time. In truth, I find the light a better fit these days. Ever since you left, we've been roaming the void in search of individuals who would join our cause. Although we returned to the Red Moon after sensing Inuo's presence, rarely do we linger in a single location. However, if the interloper you spoke of does intend to seek me out, it might be wise to return to my domain. Why don't you join us? With Inuo defeated, the source should be in no imminent danger. I'd love to. Also, have you talked to my good friend Ukulele? Good. Waiting for you by the crater. Whoop, 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 whoop. Thanks everyone for grouping. That was very nice. Thank you so much. I presume you remember traveling by Nisrock? Girl, what? Once we reach the surface, the creature will... Oh, right, okay.
There's a teleporter situated between here and the center of the moon. There are ghosts and shit there. I used to travel to the surface in days long past.
Alright.
Eorm herself crafted the device that I might lay low the servant of light.
Yeah. Look, I get it. You tried and you failed, but now we're buds.
Forget my idle reminiscences. Yikes. Just time we make our descent.
Travel to Zero's domain. All right. Yes, please. Oh, hey. That guy's terrifying. Always has been. Wait, are all my guys here? Yo, what up, Hungry Void Scent? That must be Golbev. I would gladly consume his ether if I stood the slightest chance of not being gobbled up first. It's all my boys. Oh, I'm so happy to see y'all. Nope, that's you over here. Leave me be. Okay.
Zero's amazing. Truly, Gomez is equal in every sense.
I never thought we'd ever come back here and see any of these critters again. Not once. Not a once.
I waited an eternity for Zeromus to save the world, but my faith was misplaced. In the end, it was Zero who brought us hope. She's the reason I keep coming back here day after day.
Oh, I can mount up. Oh. Well, that's helpful.
How are you faring, mortal? I've been trained to alter my form just like Zero.
I'll be the very essence of beauty, just you wait and see. I think you're beautiful the way you are. You're just saying that. Someone in here? Nope. Why use a home? That'd be crazy. That guy's having a good old time.
Hey, remember me? Oh, shit! No longer will I partake of ether of other beings. Not even if I shrivel and starve. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, this is much larger than I thought it was going to be. But, like, very cool. I assume we can't get back. Oh, okay, well, no, we can.
Well, I appear to have been made a complete recovery. After an enemy of starving to death. And my fellow voice said here can be trusted. Ruh-roh.
Were the floating islands? I feel like last time we were here, we got attacked by a big hairy woman. You know what I mean? So probably. Golbez is even stronger than Barbaricia was. Yeah, that one. I thought it best to keep out of his way. That said, Farfaro tells me Golbez isn't so frightening these days. Perhaps he absorbed the will of someone less terrifying? My will, bitch. I said, hey, Golbez, don't be a meanie. And he was like, damn, okay, I'll stop it. And so he did. I think that's everyone, unless there's... Nope, this guy. Ever since she brought you in this domain, our numbers have swelled. We grow tired of conflict. That guy's just wiggling through the world. All right. There are many in this domain who still fear me. I shall remain here to avoid needless provocation. Though it's not always so. Many who live here now have chosen to do so because they support the cause. Indeed, if our numbers continue to grow, we may require more territory. Thankfully, we were able to harness the residual ether of Barbaricia's domain. Those reserves will enable me to expand mine as the need arises. Right. We'd best prepare for potential guests. Join me in my abode when you're ready. Oh, I saw that. Also... please note, we currently have a group of Malala on the 9th. We have this group on the 13th. And then we have B Team on the 1st. I'm just saying. Cue the Azemjers theme. Because we are going to war. And it's going to be, they're going to be coming through portals. They're going to be coming through. I'm going to use the crystal. I'm going to open portals for everyone. And they're going to come through. And there's going to be some stupid bad guy who's like, oh, shit, I screwed up. And we're going to be like, damn right you did, bitch. It's happening. It's happening. And y'all think I'm joking, but I know it. I see it as true as day. As clear as night. But like a clear night and a true day. It's happening. I imagine you remember these, the transmitters we used to receive light from the first. If memory serves, they work by channeling excess ether left in the wake of the flood into the Crystal Tower. Using the tower's cross-rift travel capabilities, light is then conveyed onto the 13th and into these devices. I have mind to use them now, but they'll need to be set in an elevated location. Oh, I found one of them. Not even joking. I know where this is going. I can see it. I can see it. Boop, 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 boop.
Upon activation, these transmitters will shine with light from beyond, sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
Guess that worked. Okay.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Void! An immortal, no less. I did not expect to see you here.
I am Zero.
A little tough boy.
And this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict. Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible?
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, I cannot say. But for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This light is ample proof your comrades spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
And you shall have mine.
Okay, I'm gonna go over here then. It would seem Euless' intervention has helped forge a new bond. Thank you for bringing word to me. I gather you'll head home sooner rather than later? You will not be able to... Are you sure you wish to leave? No. Can I go talk to old No Shoes? Where do you think he went? Is he here? Chilling with Golbez? Golbez is like...
I don't even know what this dude's deal is.
What happened to Golbez? Nope, there he is. Not so big now, are you, Golbez?
That brilliant beam. Though but a drop in the ocean. I'm sure its radiance dispelled the darkness from within some few void scent.
Where'd this dude go? Oh, there he is. Perhaps I shall use my abilities. I'm not going to read it the way he talks. To assemble a dwelling in this domain. What are your abilities besides having hands for cuffs and hands for ankles? I have a lot of abilities. All right, shit, dude. Oh, that's right. He's a puppet master. Which makes me wonder, the ships that had the yellow strings, were those yellow strings he put on there and not just Garlean design like Garlean coils, but puppet strings he put on the ships? Is that what we're supposed to get out of that? It would seem, yeah. All right. Let's return to the Red Moon. I'm sure you won't begrudge me a proper farewell.
Would you deliver a message to Euless for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
Oh, you too.
Enuo's Memoria will be safe here. The crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First. If Enuo's Memoria might serve them in restoring their world, we shall likewise consider its transfer.
Right, so thematically, 8.0 is going to be about the idea that there are these worlds who are fighting for their own survival, But what they don't know, and what we will soon come to find out, is that all these worlds, be it ice or light or dark or lightning or whatever, are slowly melding together. And if we don't fix that problem, none of them will survive. Gotcha. Understood.
How much simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us. Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
Yeah. I don't think we're told to unite. I think ethos, whatever. I think it's not saying unite the worlds as in like rejoin them. I am assuming unite the worlds is like,
no luck, I'm afraid.
Buddies.
It appears he's not.
We have to work together. What?
Wait. Is that?
Oh, hey. Even from far away, Raha is a fanboy. I know that outline of that little tiny dot.
God, you had us worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Speaking of Mericidia, in the background, right there, on the world.
Shortly after you vanished, the Void-sent incursion abruptly ended.
Yeah, it usually does that when I go to other worlds.
We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
This golden path you said you traversed wasn't visible to us either.
Golden Trail?
Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
I mean, the ancients named everything. You know what I mean? They always... hold on. Can I show you something insane that I just saw? All right, look, I understand. I understand this isn't 100% correct. I know this is like one of those things that just happens to be happenstance. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't think this is what they were thinking when they made what they made, but I'm just saying the very first image led to this website, and the very first thing on the website Ethos is literally a trophy, but more importantly, looks like the chalice that they held the thing in. And I'm just saying, I know that's not what they meant to do, but like, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, interesting. Weird coinky dink. But anyway, ethos is the ethical appeal. It means to convince an audience of the author's credibility or character by showing a good sense of ethics. An actor would use ethos to prove to his audience that he's credible and worth listening to by presenting their ethical opinions and making ethical decisions. If an actor is working on how to appeal to ethos, they may try studying their character out of rehearsal. Okay, interesting. Convincing the audience through the speaker's authority, reputation, and expertise. cite experts, use professional tone, display credentials. Obviously, we don't know what that has to do with this moment, but the idea of being a hero, right? Oh, already beaten by Jumps in chat. Jumps already beat me. But conceptually in Final Fantasy XIV, the idea of you are a hero through the actions you do, and you cause others to not just be like, oh, wow, a hero, but you inspire them to be heroic as well. That is your ethos. So, I think that's really big, especially for an ASM thing. Right. Cool.
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th. Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
So I have a cook about the name Ethos based on nothing but vibes. Imagine if Ethos is the Us Asm's real name. Potentially, but I feel like all of the ancients were either ancient Greek deities or bugs, not Greek thoughts. You know what I mean? Right, and then Vana. Although I bet if you looked up Vana, it's probably a bug. For some reason, I don't know. It's just like Dragon Ball Z. It's either an instrument or a vegetable. In this case, for some reason, it was the ancients are Greek or bugs. Always. Always. I don't know why.
Yet what could be behind such a phenomenon?
Oh, hey. I was waiting for this reveal.
And who might you be? Not a void scent, I'd wager.
Greetings. I am Helmarut of the Ascians. We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms?
She hit us with flower power? Oh, man.
I wish only to talk. Thank you for affording me a chance.
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities.
Or that there were many left. I'm still not sure. I feel like mathematically, Gaia, I guess, still counts. And then we have Halmarut. And then, like, maybe one other? Maybe? Pasturat. Right, right. Oh, I forgot about all. Well, word on the street is that Ultima and the dolphin, or whatever the hell his name is, were killed by Gaius. Now, I don't know if that's true, but... I mean, I don't know that Gaius is an unreliable narrator. I just feel like we didn't have a lot of answers. Like, can Gaius permanently kill them? You know what I mean? Although he did steal their masks, which is a dick move, and I feel... But, like, also... I don't know. I don't know that we have our answers, to be honest. But there are others. But not many.
That you should reveal yourself at this juncture.
And also, I think the scions would be aware that some of them aren't, you know, like if Gaia can chill out.
I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
Real talk. Do you think she's the, in the trailer for the new expansion, there's a shot of two Aura standing near like icy crystal stuff, and then one vanishes. Do you think that's supposed to be her? No? Chat shot that idea down immediately. Son of a bitch. This guy.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well? Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all. Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you. You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it, nor will I ever regain what I once had.
Ah, fair fight.
If you wish to speak, Halmarut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients. As the will of the star, Hydaelyn perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia.
Yo, I know of a really great YouTube video series about Final Fantasy XIV lore that has some really great color theory segments that have an image that looks almost exactly like this. Anyway, hi everyone.
And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more.
Right.
Yes. It seeks to rejoin with all of its shards.
Right, if there aren't the... If Hydaelyn and Zodiark don't exist, which are the things that kept it apart, then there's no reason for it to... Right, okay. But in doing so, I imagine she's gonna be like, and everyone's gonna die, so...
Unlike the one we Ascians attempted to orchestrate, however, the star's rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment.
Right. Emmett's plan was to make things back the way they were. This is sort of a, like, clean slate vibe.
All life and matter will be condensed into a single whole and remade for a new beginning. A complete rebirth. Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long before the light of mankind was kindled.
Here's the problem. Is she, because she's like the plant lady, down for that? And is like, yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Or is this like, we gotta fix it?
Supposing for a moment we believe you, how can you possibly know all this?
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial. A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Hydaelyn and Zodiac. The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning.
She's basically that George Carlin bit about plastic bags. And how long after, like, humans will die off, but the Earth will just make plastic bags into things. This is, yeah, all right. She's like, screw it, man.
The Earth shakes, and mountains spew fire. Floods wash away the fruits of labor, and icy winds freeze and starve. Countless perish as nature runs its course. So many seeds of life have already been lost. Yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come. But it will not. For nothing lies beyond the solstice, when all creation is reunited. When that day comes, every last trace of mankind shall be erased. I cherish man's journey. Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. 'Twould be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die, when some might yet survive. Would you not agree?
If a natural rejoining doth lead unto the solstice, then thine intent is to preemptively rejoin the worlds.
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections.
The Winterers, gotcha. Meanwhile, let the Legion of Doom... Oh my god. Oh my god, let's go. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yes. Yes. Let's go.
Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations.
There's got to be an evil version of you. There has to be. If I'm right, remember how I said that there's going to be a bunch of Asm reflections, but one's going to be evil? Dude, stop. It's happening. It's going to be the final boss. We're Star Trekking right now. In Star Trek, Kirk beat God. So what did he have to do after he beat God? In the next movie, he beat himself. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening.
The Winterers, we are called. And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
I'm so excited.
Even if everything you claim is true? What you've done, Calyx, it's unforgivable!
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval. Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse to our methods. But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one. Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
Wait!
It was a fake. If it was real, it would have my boy on the end of it. That was some butterfly ass fake. Though I am tempted to dismiss a preemptive rejoining as an utterly absurd solution, her words are not to be taken lightly. Trust the Ascians to be plotting something utterly reprehensible. The Ascians once labored to resurrect Zodiac and bring back those who rendered up their lives to summon him. For the sake of those who now live, we fought tirelessly to oppose them. If Halmarut doth truly seek a rejoining to avert this solstice, to ensure some survive when others all would perish, then our interests are not so disparate. To think that individuals of Calyx's ilk or worse exist on other shards. That's what I'm saying! Oh my god, we're really about to do a whole shard arc. You know, it's reasons like this why I have this on my desktop and always will. As you can see, the first is still around, and we love the first. The fourth, we're about to find out about. The 8th, we don't know anything about. The 11th, we know nothing about. The 9th, we now know is lightning. The 13th is... Wouldn't it be interesting? Hold on. Do we have mathematically? 1st is light. 13th is dark. 4th is ice. No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Hold on. Hold on. It doesn't fit. Although part of me... I'll show you what I was thinking about. Because part of me thought maybe, just maybe. But that's not the case. Part of me thought for sure this would be the coolest reveal, but there's no way. Unless they do some funny business with like the locations of things. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if these overlaid? Because technically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 6 of these things. So what if one was fire, one was ice, one was earth, one was wind? Because you know what I mean? I think that'd be an interesting... It doesn't overlay perfectly, but it would be super interesting if that was the case. You know what I mean? Because the first is our light, which is the bottom. And then the 13th... sorry. That's incorrect. It's not right. That's not right at all. The elements are not... No. There's not 8. We need 8 total. Yeah, the numbers don't work out. Ignore my insane theory crafting. That doesn't work at all. But it's what came to mind when I first thought of it. I was like, oh, but no, that's not true. But interestingly enough, there are some fun things to be worked out there. They could do something, but like basically, we currently have the 4th is ice and the 9th is lightning. We don't know anything about the 8th. We don't know anything about the 11th yet. But I would imagine we will go, since we're going to the 4th next expansion, it appears, we will go to the 8th and 11th by the time this arc is done for sure. For sure, we will visit them at some point over the next X number of years. Absolutely. I would say the interesting reveal that we're going to get, the big like, oh, here we go. The big reveal is going to be the final expansion of this arc is going to be Marisidia. And that's where it's all going to go down. Jesse, may I share a crackpot theory? Share away. Share away. But I want... Oh, can you imagine in Marisidia a big, like, Azemgers Azemble? I'd be hype as hell. The source is the world tree. Yo, Lepu? That's really smart. Because as you know, there are tree people on Marisidia. It's part of their thing. That's who Sephiroth's whole deal was. Right? Marisidia was home to humans, dragons, the like centaur race, and the tree people. Treeple, if you will. And how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? That's where it all comes. That's where it all, especially if the next expansion starts out Norse, it's all going to come there. Yo, that would be tight. Are you saying Calyx is Ratatasker? Interesting. I like that. I like that. This could be really cool. This could be really fun. I think that'd be really neat. Anyway, let's continue before I go too off the rails. Hummer can't be speaking the truth, can she? Alphino is squalling hard. What happened to Kryl? Kryl? Oh, stay behind? No, I talked to Kryl. Did I miss Kryl entirely? You have to forgive me. I'm still coming to terms with it all. How on earth did I miss another small? Looked right over her. There you are. One moment you were standing before me, the next you vanished into thin air. Thanks to you all, the void scent have been eradicated. The gate lies sealed once more. There's been nary a peep from the crater. Though I can't help but notice none of you seem to share my enthusiasm. Is something wrong? Oh, hold on. Since chat swallowed my crackpot theory, so my idea that the Zayla from the Azim Steppe are from the fourth reflection. Since we see, remember the tech cave? Maybe like the Lala's another going to reflection. Didn't they take an arc or something? What is the big bowl? What the hell's that big bowl again? I gotta go back and look at that lore. The big Azim bowl. What's that from? Could it be that he saved them, that our boy Azim saved them from the ice? The Dawn Throne. Interesting. Interesting. We're starting to pool on some threads that I think they have pooled on as well. The star seeks to become whole, but that's preposterous. As far as I'm aware, Hydaelyn made no mention of a natural rejoining. I ought to consult the records to be certain. Do you think... Oh, stop it. All right, remember years ago? At this point, literally 2 years ago, I said that it would be interesting if the next arc of this story was that Azim had gone on to do stuff, you know, like he was doing things, and in doing those things, we are forced to follow in his footsteps, you know, like an Indiana Jones adventure throughout space and time, where we're following in his footsteps to achieve some sort of goal, right? What if that is Hydaelyn knowing her fate, but also knowing what would happen if we succeed, reached out to the only other person she could to set all this in motion, which would be the current Azim. Knowing who we were, knowing what was going on, she had to ensure he would not be like one of the unsundered, if you will. And so it's quite possible she and past Azim like put all this into motion, which is what right, remember Azim somehow knew that we showed up at Pandemonium, right? So literally Hydaelyn said Crendor showed up at the right time. You showed up at the right time for theory crafting. Hydaelyn knew all this stuff was going to happen and knew after she was gone that, well, Vana knew this stuff. And so Asm went on this sort of journey to set up everything to keep us going. And the only way to do that is with all these little breadcrumbs that have left for us, the future version of them. It doesn't line up. They failed to contact Asm. Who failed? Not Hydaelyn. We don't know that. We don't know that Vana did. We don't know. Right? That's why Asm dipped. Because they kept saying Asm went around the world and was talking to all the different peoples of the world, and that was like an Asm thing to do, and then Asm dipped. And I think that is the reason we're gonna find out is because Hydaelyn was like, and you know these sons of you know. We're gonna get a scene with Hydaelyn one more time. With Vana, we're gonna get one more Vana scene. Because you know they love to do that. You know they love to do that. We're gonna get one more scene at some point over the next X number of years. It's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Yeah. Oh, they're yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. I'm on this train. And you know where this train's last stop is? On your left, and the portal opens. They all start pouring through. And the bad guys are like, oh, and then all the Azemgers assemble. This is happening. This is happening. Not before thanking you for dispatching that void sent so handily. You well and truly saved the day. It's happening. Y'all don't quite understand. It's happening. Against who exactly? Whatever army of evil that the Winterers create or have. Trail to the heavens, here we go. Also hilarious that everyone said the next expansion is Heaven's Ward 2.0 and this quest is Trail to the Heavens. Get out of here. Get out of here. The implications of the solstice and the winter schemes, as well as our approach moving forward, will take time to consider. To that end, I believe we should gather and speak in person. And by we, I mean all our fellow scions. Again, this moment would be huge if the scions remained broken up through most of Dawntrail. You know what I mean? But it's still big. I love it a lot. But it would have been bigger had they not been... Whatever, I'm excited. For a change of pace... Oh, for a change of pace, why don't we convene at the Rising Stones? It would have been huge. I'm sure Tataru and the others will be happy to meet us there. Fine idea. In many ways, our return is long overdue. No doubt we could all use some respite after Garlemald, but I trust there are no objections. Are we going to see the scene from the trailer that had the backup there? The backup. I mean, the greatest love triangle in the history of love triangles. To settle then, to Rising Stones! I love this. so much. We are not just back, like, we are back with a vengeance. I am so hype right now. This is that good shit. Except for this guy. Although this guy's nice. Even though I know Yoshida would never do this, it would be wild if this was just Asm the entire time. He's like, I've been watching you, dude. Because he... Hey, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. No one else is here yet. Although... we knew little of Separat, other that he was the chief deed of a tribe of tree-like beings. A sacred tree ascended to godhood. Allegan history is discovered upon the event of his destruction, however, and brought fascinating new facts to life. These recordings attribute to Separat the ability to induce spontaneous growth in living organisms through manipulation of ambient etheric energy. It's noted that the icon did not hesitate to direct his ability upon himself. Separat grew into gigantic proportions. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee. Allegans performed experiments. When one believes one's control unbreakable over a single overlooked flaw. Right, great. Check the Warring Lanner description. I can do that. Where are these guys at? A trunk of the world tree, the bowl, offers protection to weak, defending them from stuff. I can't see what that says. From harm. I'm just saying, a lot of stuff, as they said, they're saving Mericidia. I feel like Mericidia is going to be the culmination of this story, and we go there as like a payoff to players and a big thank you for sticking around, like we're finally delivering, but also because that's where shit has gone down countless times. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. There was much and more to take care of in Garlemald, even after tending to the wounded. I shall be sure to share a full report with Ochika. It feels like a lifetime ago I first set foot in these walls. Though given we've all experienced a lifetime's worth of triumphs and tribulations, in the interim, perhaps it's only natural. 'Tis a pity my stay in Tyrol came to such an abrupt end. I should like to make arrangements to remain in touch with Shale. Since leaving for Tyrol, we've been almost constantly on the move. It feels good to put my feet up in familiar stamping grounds. In spite of time's vicissitudes, some things endure. This sanctuary is surely among them. At times like this, company of friends is all the more precious. Everything has changed since we last gathered here. No doubt Tataru is chiefly responsible for the prevailing state of tidiness. Speaking of whom, she and a great many of our comrades are en route. Yo! Bring the boys! The big boys! And their really horny companion. What do I think about the scions becoming the gods of this world?
Long it hath been since last we gathered here.
This guy would love that.
though our order's dissolution was indeed in name only. Thereafter, we did largely operate independent of one another. All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
I even put back on my old outfit. Vacation over.
Apologies for our delay.
Hey, it's the boys. Yay! I love them all so much.
We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route. Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with, but we're working on it.
Don't worry. We know he'll show up when needed. He's got like 8 towers to jump on or some shit.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
That's what I was saying. Alphino gets it.
Now, as much as I'd like to savor our reunion, Tataru
Me and my
tells
brother
us
gotta
there
go
have
bang
been
this chick. She's
developments.
crazy.
Will you apprise us of the details?
Oh, they're just showing it off now. They're just showing it off now.
The Winterers and the Solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear. Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
In light of the recent Voidsent incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the Solstice as a genuine threat.
The best thing they could do as a dev team is create a series of villains and not have us actually beat them. Like, we can beat things they summon, we can beat their plans, but I think keeping the villains around would be huge. Having them all there for the very, very, very end would be awesome. Mostly because then my dream can come true.
The problem is how to deal with it.
Both the source and the reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could. But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation, then what can we possibly do?
I just realized I was making the same face as little JC.
Was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
Yes, 100%. She knew this was going to happen. And she set Asm in motion to make sure that we could defeat it. Absolutely. Absolutely unite the stars means we need to bring the people together, not the actual worlds, because just like in the Avengers franchise, Asgard is a people, not a place. And if there's anything I've learned, when the Avengers assemble, it's happening. This is happening. This is happening, y'all. This is happening.
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar.
Of course not. But she would have known, because Venar's smart as shit.
So it is entirely possible she was unaware.
No.
But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, she may have glimpsed this eventuality.
Okay, so maybe as Heidelin's form, she knew. She always knew, and she always trusted us, because Mom rules.
So she believed that we could overcome this trial as well. Or rather, that the choice was ours to make.
Whichever it may be, it is we who must find the answer. We who live in the here and now.
Yeah, it was...
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I
Dare
say
say-
everyone could use a rest.
5 months? Yeah, I like this. Oh, where'd that comment go? Where'd that comment go? Son of a biscuit. The Sun Throne wrote, she cast the Sundering spell. It's unlike her not to know what would happen. Exactly. Exactly.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Plus, don't you have to go beat up Jafar? I do.
Ere I forget, Heron, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession. After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined to unravel.
Immediately with Tataru. That's right, Queen.
It seems our colleagues have much to catch each other up on. I shall have to brew some tea. Or Mama's special stash.
Anyone sneaking around here? I helped repel the Void-Sent incursion in Lapis Manilis, fighting off fiend-controlled Galate. It's something I won't rush to relive, but it was nonetheless good training. Oh, this latest development is indeed a shock, but I am heartened to see not a single face clouded with despair.
Golden and I remain in Corvos, monitoring the situation among the Garleans and the Corvosi. Though seldom smooth sailing, in time the region settled, and we were able to return.
I understand the Garlean community has made great strides in improving relations with other peoples. Hearing that, I feel renewed zeal for resolving the issues in Corvos. Then perhaps you'd like to hear more about the Garleans' accomplishments from me and the twins. It might stoke that fire even hotter. Even after discussing the revelations concerning Calyx, there is a great deal to share. 'Tis difficult to know where to begin. Hearing our comrades' tales reminds me of my efforts to master Pictomancy. We've all come so far, striven so hard.
Anor and I were trading in Gridania when Voidsent attacked the Twelveswood. Thankfully, we were able to fend them off with the help of the Twin Adders. When I heard the invasion had already spread across the star, I realized the gravity of our situation and ordered a confidential report sent to the other scions.
That's why Tataru was so quickly apprised. Thanks to you, we were able to make haste to Garlemald. While circumstance and duty may keep us apart, we remain bound by common purpose.
Indeed. May that purpose continue to guide us now that we stand together once again. Tataru is ever the considerate facilitator. Grateful am I to refrain from weighty discussions and simply converse with an old friend.
After Yanje and I went off on our own, we decided to spend some time exploring Zaktaral. We never had the chance to visit during the Rite of Succession, you see. We journeyed east through Loazenihata before heading up the coast to the frigid northern reaches. I would have liked to have gone to Canada, where they revere a storied beast of the sea. The excursion only served to reinforce just how diverse Tyrol really is.
We also met the Wallachie. Though we had not the time to study their arts at length, we were privy to several intriguing demonstrations. Would that we could have indulged our curiosity further and traveled to yet more distant lands. For better or worse, pragmatism tempered our wanderlust.
Suffice it to say, we still have plenty to see of the continent. I should very much like to return, given the chance. We will, I'm sure of it. The brothers are reunited, yet a distance between them persists. How cruel fate to force me to choose! Oh, Anor, I hoped you'd come to your senses, but I see you're still in the throes of withdrawal. Judging by your guise, Clements, your studies have been most productive. She is kind of wearing a different vibe. Indeed, I have more or less mastered the fundamental principles of Sharlayan astrology. At one point, I considered exploring other healing arts, but decided to persevere with more focused training to better leverage my skills on the battlefield. I don't think I'd be much use on the battlefield these days. I can scarcely hold my bow steady, let alone hit a target, so sorely bereft of brotherly ministrations as I am. I knew you still required constant supervision. You two haven't changed the slightest. Makes me wonder how our colleagues that couldn't join us today are faring. Rios probably drunk. Don't worry about me. I'm sure you've plenty to discuss with all these old faces. 'Twas by no means an easy decision, but as the solstice is now our paramount concern, Alcé and I have adopted to form and withdraw our efforts in Garlemald. After all, anything we can do to protect our world will also serve to keep the Garleans safe. Ulysses and his comrades are already working towards a brighter future of their own accord. Honestly, I'm more worried about us. It's so difficult to see a path ahead. But hopefully, we can get through this and return to Garlemald with our heads held high one day. Indeed. In the meantime, let us prepare a letter for Ulysses and the community. We mustn't let despair stay our hand.
It seems everyone has much and more to discuss with one another. Anyway, you're overdue for a proper break. Go have fun, baby. Feel free to make yourself comfortable in Dawn's respite.
Right, before I... Meanwhile... It's always the moon.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
I detest evenings such as this. Too bright, too stimulating. The mind distracted by the inconsequential.
I am so curious. Let it play.
You needn't be so wary. I merely come to offer information before my departure.
I am convinced, by the way, that in the end, he's going to be the main, like, if he betrays the others, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? I'm convinced they're setting him up for, like, this is the last person to deal with.
Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan. Our destination is the fourth. A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations.
Yeah, why tell me where you're going?
I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more.
Yeah, he's the big bad, for sure.
Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway.
We always gotta have at least one Kefka.
What Halmarut said to you earlier. She suggested that dealing with the reflections might satisfy your ambition. But is that truly so? You have seen battles beyond counting, have defeated even the fear of death. Is there some conclusion that you seek, no matter the cost?
What was that look?
I will share with you a truth. We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another, but we do not necessarily share the same beliefs. Just as you and yours decried my actions, I find those of my fellows objectionable.
That explains a lot of the new information we got in the offices earlier when we read that stuff. Little bits of tidbit lore to kind of flavor him as a character.
Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to the world. Fruits born of undying devotion, daring aspiration, and unwavering ideals. No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we must steal, our actions will be vindicated by those who abide in the future we create.
Right. The winner writes the history. I get it. That's what Emmett was all about.
In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing more than folly. For no living soul shall remain to judge them.
Shattered stars are doomed to mend. How turns the key to winter's end? Oh boy. Oh boy. Jesse, can I share a crazy theory with you? Of course you can. There's a few things I wanna check out. Who is the pariah and who is the wonder in the duo of Xenos and Hermes? Solid question. All right, never mind. Hold on. No one's in here. We must needs ascertain the veracity of Humbert's claims. I shall send word to my colleagues in Sharlayan that they may offer us valuable insight. As the word of the mother Menphilia conveyed the will of the star, surely she would have known if nature itself ran counter to that will. I'll let you know, don't worry. This is a crazy theory craft. Did you send a link? I can't see the link. I wonder whose voice it was that named the key Ethos. The more we learn, the more mysteries abound. It's 100% gonna be Asm for sure. There's a side quest which is from Shadowbringers, I think, that you can take him to the first and become friends with the mage boy who could open void portals. Oh, I very much intend to go to the first before I wrap up here today. Don't you worry. Could Vanna's moon-based fleet plan actually be about the reflection collapse and not the final days? No, because she mentions that to us when we see her. She's like, either you beat me or you run. Taking into account that Calyx is kind of a psychopath that failed to understand the good from the bad and that he disagrees with the other Winterers, makes me think the other Winterers share a much closer moral compass with the Scions. I don't know. I feel like if they all have plans, I feel like we're going to get different degrees of villains. And much like the Legion of Doom, they're not all going to be a Joker or all going to be like a Lex Luthor. They're going to be varying degrees of evil. But they all have different plans, but they work together because as a group, we're stronger, so they need to be stronger too. I only have one question. Who is the Winterer from the first? I don't know. Is there a winter on the 1st? I don't know. Okay, bear with me. Traveler, the one from the sky, the trailer implies the traveler was already there before we arrived, fell from the skies, and then the land turned to a frozen waste. What if someone with excess ether borrowed from, What if it was Xenos? That would be amazing. Although I feel like that's not the case, but I would be thrilled if that is real, because I would laugh so hard at everyone in chat who tells me Xenos is gone. Something that's bothering me that we haven't seen any source side scheming to make a calamity. There's been winters here on the source. No, Halmrit could hardly do it all by herself as a sundered. I mean, yeah, we're missing some key information for sure. When you have a moment, I should like to hear more of your trip to the 13th. Few tales of Tyrol reach Corvos even today. I'd like to hear of your adventures next time we meet. Alphino and Alice saw fit to relinquish their responsibilities in Garlemald and concentrate on the fight ahead. I should likewise be reprising my duties as a scion wherever they may take me.
I've been making headway with my training. But I have a long way to go compared to present company. I look forward to learning from the very best again someday.
Hey, no, at least feign a little interest in your sister. This obsession has gone too far. Looks like there's a lull in the conversation. Now's my chance. Girl?
Sounds like you faced a tough fight in the void. I know your instinct is to charge into the fray, but even heroes need rest.
Knowing that a connection persists between the 1st and the 13th fills me with joy. I'll continue to keep abreast of the situation, Garlemald via reports of Isabel contingent. Should another crisis arise, we will not hesitate to provide our support. I think that's everyone, unless someone's hiding out in here. Jesse really banking on the Winterers being the final villains? Oh, I don't think the Winterers are the final villains. I think they will be, like, second to last villains. I'm positive Calyx is absolutely going to betray everyone. Now, whether he gets offed early because of that betrayal, or he makes it to the very end because of that betrayal, that's yet to be seen. But he's 100% going to be like, F all these people. All right, anyway. What I really want to do... I said what I really wanted. Okay. Surely there's additional text, right? There's additional things to talk to them about. I'm grateful for your business. Right. I went to the 13th. Is this new or old? I can't tell. I too know this thing of Ascian's deception. 'Tis well that this Golbez now strives to make amends for his transgressions. As for your friend Zero, yeah, okay. Not to say that Unikalhai and I are not capable in our own right. In fact, I believe it may be soon time to put our plans in motion to return home to the 13th. I feel like that's old information. She gets more if you beat Pilgrim's Traverse, son of a bitch. Zeromus. He was a great hero of Eld, beloved by all. Never did I imagine his name would live again after 10,000 years. Fitting that another who bears it might aid us, even if only by way of Memoria Crystal. That it should be wielded by the Zero is both reassuring and encouraging. To know that we are not alone in our endeavor to make our work here in the first all the more important. Speaking of which, I recently spoke to your comrades returned from the empty. Only Uran J could have arrived at a solution as ingenious as primal summoning. Marina and Gaia. Right, okay, no, we know this. Giat, how you doing? I'm drinking. Okay, that's cool, girl. You do you. What a nuisance! Floor 100 unlocks 2 quests? Son of a bitch. Yeah. Giat's a little girl. Little badass girl.